Malairan, Intoran, Kadadanran, Huaran, Woman to the
One electrifying rally after another for the opposition Pakatan Rakyat, while the ruling Barisan Nasional takes its campaign from the sea to the sky and even to Singapore. With less than 2 days to go before Malaysians go to the polls on May 5th, canvassing on both sides is in full swing with more verbal sparring, sometimes at the expense of Singapore. The Election Commission under Prime Minister's office is not spared either, as it comes under attack over the indelible ink that turns out to be delible. There are also allegations that it's flying in thousands of dubious voters in a bid to help BN recapture lost ground on the peninsula. Join us on Asia Report as we recap highlights from the past week. In the final lap of the campaign, Malaysia's leaders from both alliances are wasting no time in cementing loyal votes in their respective strongholds. BN's caretaker Prime Minister Najib Razak went deep into rural settlements in states like Terengganu, dishing up promises to address bread and butter issues, while Pakatan's leader Anwar Ibrahim stormed into Putrajaya and other urban areas, promising to root out corruption and restore the integrity of the government and the civil service. In the opposition-held state of Penang, election fever is at its peak, with both alliances pulling out all the stops to win the hearts and minds of Penangites. As the Prime Minister took his first ride across the soon-to-open Penang Second Bridge, a $1.8 billion project set to ease traffic congestion, he also promised to restore Penang's free port status and to build 9,999 affordable apartments on the island. But support for the incumbent state government, headed by the opposition Democratic Action Party, remains high, judging from the massive turnout at its latest mega rally at Hanjiang College. In the race for the Gelang Patah parliamentary seat in Johor, one touted as the mother of all battles in this election, BN candidate Abdul Ghani Othman and DAP candidate Lim Kit Siang keep to their gentlemanly ways even as they close in for the kill. The huge crowd at Pakatan's rallies in several parts of Johor must have been reassuring to Mr. Lim, who seems to be gaining ground in the BN bastion for the first time. But the popularity of Johor's outgoing Menteri Besar cannot be underestimated. To give his campaign a personal touch, Mr. Ghani recently took a bus ride with Johor residents who were heading to Singapore for work. He also stopped for breakfast and met the press at Jurong East. Malaysian election laws do not ban candidates from canvassing votes overseas, and some Malaysian politicians also have no qualms scoring points by taking jibes at his neighbour across the causeway. Former Premier Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, for example, wrote in an opinion piece that just like Singapore's PAP, DAP is held by chauvinistic meritocrats who harbour the same Malaysia agenda that will eventually erode native Malay special rights in the country. Campaign booklets were also seen distributed in Johor with claims that the opposition will bring 87 PAP MPs into Malaysia if it comes into power. For the first time, postal voting is allowed for Malaysians living abroad, with the exception of those living in Singapore, Brunei, Kalimantan, and southern Thailand. Some 6,000 Malaysians have cast their votes at the embassies, and more than 200,000 security personnel and their spouses have voted in advance. While the advance polls have concluded peacefully, a fiasco quickly ensued over the indelible ink. The ink was introduced as a new measure to prevent the same person from voting twice, but it turned out to be easily removable with soap or hand sanitizer. To that, the Election Commission said, shake the bottle and the ink will last longer. And the controversy didn't stop there. Opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim claimed he has credible proof to show that some 40,000 dubious voters have been flown in on more than 10 chartered flights from Sabah and Sarawak to the key battle states in Peninsula. The Prime Minister's office has denied any involvement in that, although BN Secretary General Tengku Anna Mansor said he's aware of the chartered flights, which he said were paid for by friends of BN. The upcoming election will most likely head towards a close finish, as several polls by different institutions have shown. Read more about that on stasiareport.com and follow the Straits Times and ST Foreign Desk on Twitter for our blow-by-blow reports on polling day.